Let's execute an immediate, high-gear tactical vector shift away from Appalachian backcountry manhunts and local sheriff department logistics and plunge directly into the cold, calculation-heavy tracking grids of deep black CIA operations, international counter-espionage assets, and the volatile intelligence warfare of the Kremlin. We are crossing the threshold directly into the hyper-monitored safe houses, strict non-disclosure security clearances, and lethal tradecraft parameters of Washington and Moscow, with the center, the exceptional, rapid-pulsing 8th deployment anchoring the chart-topping Spector Thriller series by the reigning sovereign of modern high-stakes espionage fiction, Saul Herzog. This high-velocity prequel operation delivers a thrilling look at an operational crossroads where a forbidden agency romance, a massive Russian blackmail protocol, and an absolute defense of personal and national security metrics collide at terminal velocity. Let's lay out the strategic narrative grid. If you are a fan of high-octane, slow-burn political thrillers where a legendary, hyper-focused rogue assassin must navigate an absolute maze at internal agency investigations, deep-cover intelligence operations, and ruthless foreign countermeasures while running a blind survival loop inside a compromised intelligence ecosystem, where an analytical mind uses deep psychological tracking, military lifestyle profiling, and absolute defiance to outmaneuver rival state syndicates, and where the author utilizes an incandescent, shattered lone wolf facing lethal foreign compromise diagnostic routine to test our hero's structural survival perimeters, this book is engineered to lock you in. Herzog completely dominates the Black-Ops procedural noir dynamic, capturing the heart-racing emotional momentum, suffocating state secrets, and heavy psychological depth popularized by genre vargs like Lee Child, Vince Flynn, Robert Ludlum, and Brad Thor, while treating high-level clandestine logistics, military defense matrices, and protective relationship grids with absolute technical mastery. The narrative tracking grid zeroes in on Chief Rogue Operative Lance Spector, a masterfully calculated blueprint of physical and tactical resilience, operating under a severe calculation-heavy handicap. Set 2 years before the explosive events of Book 1, The Asset, the story catches Spector running an unauthorized high-risk emotional play. He is sleeping with his immediate CIA handler, Clarice. This breach of protocol leaves his active scanning perimeter highly vulnerable to a cold, calculation-heavy diagnostic protocol engineered by the Kremlin. His daily workspace is an intricate matrix of elite urban high-rises, heavily armed safe houses, and tense Langley briefing rooms. His internal defense mechanisms are locked down tight behind a layer of absolute tactical grace, his entire analytical focus strictly consumed by monitoring rival foreign movements, parsing complex agency traps, and shielding his partner from being permanently deleted by an incoming Russian counterintelligence matrix. The spark ignites when Russian state assets successfully intercept the data stream of his private life, weaponizing the relationship as lethal compromising material, to force Spector into absolute compliance. The official diagnostic metrics of his intelligence reality flatline instantly, as the raw, unchecked tension between his loyalty to his country and the survival of the woman he loves threatens to pull down his entire operational foundation. An active tracking sequence engages. The standard boundaries of official government overstructure crumble, and our protagonist duo runs completely out of standard diplomatic escape vectors. Spector is forced to go rogue within his own system, navigating a brutal internal rift with his legendary mentor and director Levi Roth, while fighting an invisible war against a ruthless Russian apparatus determined to break him. The tactical parameters instantly explode as their espionage and survival workspace turns completely active, transforming the global intelligence sector into a volatile psychological pressure cooker. Our veteran survivalist pair is forced to deploy their massive intuitive tradecraft, environmental mapping skills, and raw behavioral stamina to maintain their perimeters before the agency catches up to their location. When deceptive double agents, hostile state departments, and calculation-heavy surveillance algorithms launch aggressive countermeasures to permanently suppress the asset, their survival instincts engage their final deployment tracks. Every midnight urban surveillance sweep, every silent choice to let physical proximity breach standard operational boundaries behind locked doors, and every intense moment of channeling his deep, lethal combat tradecraft to withstand the external pressure chips away at his reliance on original defensive rules. What follows is an exceptional, high-stakes war of perspective, tactical position, and raw human grit. We watch the global empire's deceptive perimeters completely unwrapped as Herzog reveals that the true victory requires more than just surviving an interrogation or completing an unauthorized assassination. It demands an absolute, uncompromising defense of the unbreakable personal identity they are building beneath the shadows of statecraft. while our central characters smooth over each other's psychological and defensive blind spots with devastating analytical force. A brutal series of close-quarters tactical confrontations and high-stakes bureaucratic trials shifts the clock into its terminal phase, proving that external hazards have tracked them to their final outpost. To survive the impending locked grid trap and permanently secure his path toward redemption, our resilient rogue hero must unleash an absolute, unyielding defense of his final boundary lines. It is an espionage suspense, Black-Ops action thriller, political deception drama, high-velocity military passion masterpiece that treats deep geopolitical logistics and intense emotional friction with elite precision. The tension here burns with a sharp, calculation-heavy intensity. We are talking about that high-frequency, one leaked file destroys the entire career energy, where a sudden pause in a dark embassy corridor, an unexpected shift in your partner's protective physical posture during an active extraction event, or a heavy, possessive realization that a foreign state has completely mapped your deepest personal vulnerabilities carries massive structural weight. Herzog writes with an exceptionally fresh, vivid, and beautifully blunt voice, perfectly capturing the cold, metallic hum of high-caliber tactical weapons, the oppressive, heavy atmosphere of a rain-slicked Moscow alleyway, and the distinct, subtle scent of burnt gunpowder, expensive tobacco, stale rain, cold steel, aged paper, and pure, unadulterated suspense. What truly elevates this prequel novel into elite territory is the author's unmatched ability to balance realistic CIA operational mechanics and genuine high-stakes combat tradecraft, alongside a breathtaking narrative pace and deep conceptual hooks. Our protagonist doesn't rely on unbelievable, superficial Hollywood superhero action tropes. His immense situational intelligence, strategic patience, and profound protective instincts match the complexity of the chaotic, modern criminal and geopolitical underworld he dominates step for step, making his choices to risk everything feel profoundly authentic and deeply gripping. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking intense conversational standoffs and breathtaking personal breakthroughs before ratcheting up to an absolute, jaw-dropping conclusion that delivers total, hard-earned advancement to his horizon. The center is the definitive pro-level upgrade your high-stakes spy fiction and dark intelligence suspense library demands right now. It is elegant, immensely fast-paced, and utterly unputoutable. It proves that when your entire sanctuary is targeted by a cold, calculating foreign monster, the most revolutionary play you can execute is to lock your perimeters, embrace your lethal training, and fight like hell alongside your partner to rewrite the data. So secure your personal reading sanctuary, review your emotional defensive perimeters, open your Kindle, and prepare to track the